Okay, from your down dog, walk your hands back towards your feet until you're in a uttanasana at the very back of your mat. And drop your head in here, put some more weight into your toes. Reach up through the sitting bones so you really open into the backs of the legs. Good. And then bend your knees, rock your way on up. High prayer, breathe in. Bend your right knee, right foot towards your seat, dancer's pose. Hand to the inside of the foot, and once you're balanced, start to tilt your chest forward and kick your right leg up. Nice. And then let the right hip get a little heavier, but let the right leg keep pressing back into your palm and left hand reaches up. Full breathing here. Gaze at one point to help balance. Nice. Slowly release the foot and bring your right knee up into your chest. Right? Really slow, mindful transitions through this sequence. Squeeze your right knee up. Use the strength of your belly. Step your right foot to the middle of your mat. Warrior three, wing your arms back, tilt your chest forward. Left leg rises. You're in a T shape through the body. Reach back through the fingertips, flex through your left foot a lot, and press the left heel back. Nice. Smooth out the breathing. Can the left hip get a little heavier here now so that the low back stays nice and even? Nice. Left knee up into your chest. Slow transitions. If you wobble, if you fall, no big deal. Get right back into it. Good. And then step your left foot to the top of the mat. Right knee up into your chest. Eagle pose. Right thigh on top, right arm under. You can single or double wrap your arms and your legs. Bend the knees deeply and start to fold yourself inwards. The elbows might even find the knees. If they don't, that's okay as well. Draw your right hip back because it's going to want to twist with you. So again, trying to clamp the pelvis in neutral through this sequence. Puff up the back of the heart. Good. Release your arms. Right knee up into your chest. Let it be slow. Step your left foot down, your right foot down, and then your left knee comes up into your chest. You can hold on to the knee for Utthita Hasta, or take your peace finger to your left big toe and extend your left leg out long in front of you. Draw the left thigh bone back into the pelvis and try and stay as tall as you can. So if you find that your chest is starting to tip forward because you're lengthening your leg, then bend your left knee a little and give yourself space to stay upright. Good. Keep the leg lifted through the strength of the core, arms up. Chair Utkatasana. Forward fold Uttanasana. Good. Step your left foot back. Low lunge all the way back. Back knee drops down. Point your left toes, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Nice. And then really reach up through the fingers and let that help you rise the chest. Press down to both feet here. Draw your right hip back a little more and then squeeze the outer hips in towards center, in towards one another. Tuck your back toes under, lunge twist, left hand down, pick up your back knee and spiral your right arm up. Good. You can stay here in the spiral twist, or if you want to take a variation, drop your left knee down, reach back with your right hand to the outside of your back foot, take the bind and kick the foot into the hands. Let that take the weight off of your front hands, off of the front shoulder, lay back into the right shoulder. Nice. If you took that, let it go. Back into the lunge twist, meet back up with everyone else. And then back knee down, crescent lunge one more time. You can stay here this time, or you can take the bind on the other side, bend your back knee, reach back with your left hand. If you can take the mermaid bind, you'll put the foot into the crevice of the elbow, right? And you would reach back up with your right hand. Maybe take the right hand to the back of the head. If you can clasp the fingers completely together, then you'll try that. Strong kick of the left foot. And then come on out of it, hands down. Downward facing dog. Vinyasa through that one. And then meet us back. Good. Hands walk back towards your feet once again. Drop your head on in. Bow into your legs. Let the head be heavy. Let everything reverse here. Roll your way on up to stand. Urdhva Hastasana. Uncurl the chest, reach up through the fingers. And then this time it's your left foot that's going to bend behind you for dancer's pose. Hand to the inside of the foot, the big toe side. Start to bow the chest forward, but keep reaching up through the right hand, and then kick through your left foot a lot. The drishti, the gaze at one point. With control, left knee up into your chest, right? Trying to maintain that balance without throwing it off with momentum. Knee up into the chest, squeeze from the core. Left foot steps to the middle of your mat. Wing your arms back for warrior three. Just a nice, slow, mindful stroll, right? Every footprint you leave behind there. Keep on breathing. Drop the right hip, flex your right foot. Good. Right knee up into your chest like a little pendulum. Squeeze right knee up through the strength of the belly. Step the right toes to the top of the mat. Left knee up into your chest. Garudasana, eagle pose. Wrap the legs and the arms. Sink your hips back like a chair pose. Widen the seat behind you. Elbows might fold in towards the knees. Squeeze the inner thighs together a lot here. Good. And then hug your left hip back. Keep the breath smooth and even. Slowly back up, left knee up into your chest. Release your arms, untwirl them. And then switch standing legs, left foot down, right knee up. Hold on to the knee for Utthita Hasta, or grab to the right big toe. You can stay with the knee bent even with the toe lock, or you can lengthen just a little or lengthen fully. Only as far as you can stay nice and tall here. Draw the foot back into the fingers. Press the foot forward at the same time. Keep the chest lifting. Reach up through the left hand. Leg stays lifted, both arms up. Nice, feet together, chair pose, Utkatasana. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Right foot will step back, way back. Back knee down, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Point the right toes and reach up through your arms. Let the shoulders stay relaxed even though the arms are strongly rising up. And lifting the trunk off of the pelvis, pressing the feet down for strength. Tuck your back toes, lunge twist. Reach on back through your right heel a lot here and forward through the left knee. So that way you feel that opposition of energy, drawing a diagonal from right heel into your left knee. Stay here in your lunge twist. If you're in for variation, back knee down. Reach back for the pinky toe side of your back foot. Find the bind. Use the kick of the leg to open into the left shoulder even more here. And make sure that front knee isn't winging out to the side too much. Hug it back into center by squeezing your outer hips together even more. Good. Now, if you took the bind, release it. Meet us back in that same lunge twist. And then rewind, back knee down into crescent lunge one more time. Staying here, or if you're going for a bind, bend the back foot, reach up. Right hand binds to the inside of the foot. You can stay here holding onto the foot, or if you're going deeper, so you can get the toes to the crevice of the elbow. Maybe staying here, left hand might come to the back of the head. If you can take the full bind, the hands might find one another behind you. Use the strong kick of the right foot to open into right shoulder now. Nice. Release. Hands on down. Step it back. Down dog. Vinyasa flow through it. Good. Meet me in down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet one more time, but start to bend your knees as you do. And then walk it only as far as your foot and your hands are about 1.5 feet away from the other. And then your knees here can rest to the back of your triceps. So notice there's space here now for me to lift up through my seat. Crow pose, everybody. If you know it, off you go. All right, lift up through your seat. Spread your fingers wide. Shift the shoulders forward. Look forward. Press into your fingertips a lot. And your feet don't even have to leave the ground today. They could both stay there. But now you know what it feels like to put weight in your hands and let the chest move forward. And this is the first building block to crow pose, something that you might have once thought was impossible, but it's not. Maybe your right foot can squeeze up. Maybe you can try both, right? Lots of places to stop along the way. Hug the elbows inwards. Don't let them flop out to the side. Press into your fingertips the most. Keep the gaze forward so the weight doesn't roll into the crown of the head. Those that want to invert it, you can turn it into headstand anytime that you want. Squeeze your toes up towards your seat, right? And play with that. And you have a few breaths here to play with that shape or any other variations that you work on with crow. And be patient with yourself and know that if you fall out of it, no big deal. You just keep trying. You're gathering information. It's just a yoga shape. There's something bigger that it's trying to teach you besides being able to balance all your body weight onto your hands. And then when you're done, come on back. Let's take a virasana here, vajrasana, and rest on your heels. And just take a moment to come back to center. And observe the opinions on that shape, whether or not you got as far as you wanted. And just let that go. What's important is that you tried and you started somewhere. Good. Down dog, hands plant, hips high, pigeon pose, right leg up. Swing your right shin to the top of your mat, right knee wings out wide to the right side, and then come on down. And if your right hip is really high off the ground, stick a block under it or stick a pillow, roll a towel, something that will elevate the right hip higher so that the weight doesn't dip all the way down onto the right side. We want to keep the pelvis nice and neutral here. And then you can start to walk onto your forearms. You can come all the way flat if that's within your body's limitations. And choose your variation here, right? And then keep pressing more weight down onto the left hip here to counter the inclination for the body to rock the weight onto the right side. And then think about the right knee energetically hugging back. Now, you don't want to move it back, but you will find that when you do that, it's going to help you get a little more into the right glute and again, re-level the sacrum there. And then just work on using the breath to allow you to dip a little deeper every exhale. And every inhale, breathe in the freshness. And every exhale, let go of anything that is stale and tense. See if you can start to slow down the breath here. See where you can release more muscles. Keep pressing weight onto the top of the left thigh. Keep pointing the left toes back so that there's a long energy straight back behind you. Right, emitting straight out from the pelvis. Good. Walk your hands back in, lift your chest. Down dog split. Tuck your back toes. Swing your right leg high behind you. Bend your right knee. A big old circle through the right knee. Draw it as big as you can. And then forward to plank. Knees down, child's pose. Right into camel pose, Ustrasana if you can here. So as you roll up, you'll grab your ankles and lift the pelvis. If that's not accessible, just come up to stand here on your shins first, hands to your low back, and then bow the chest up. If you want to go further, hands can come to the heel bones. If it was a better fit to keep the hands at the low back, then that's where you'll stay. Good. And then it's the thigh bones that want to move forward, and the belly wants to rise up. Roll the shoulders back and open, free up the heart. Good. Hands onto your low back to support, lift back up. Plant your palms, look forward, drop your belly, inhale, cow pose. Down dog, exhale. Left leg rises, breathe in. Right into your pigeon pose, swing the left shin forward. Come on down. And again, here you can put blocks, blanket, pillows under left hip to make sure that the pelvis is nice and neutral. Check to make sure your right ankle isn't sickling off to one side, so the right toes are pointing straight back. Draw your left hip back, draw your right hip down. You can stay upright if this feels really intense already, or you can come onto your forearms. Check out how that feels. If that feels pretty good, you can stay, or if you feel like you need more, come all the way down flat onto your chest as much as you can. Forehead can rest to the backs of the hands. If the forehead can't reach that far, you can even slide a block here underneath your forehead so that the forehead can still feel connected towards the earth, right? Allowing that third eye to stay engaged and stimulated and open. And then let's refine and think about the right hip getting even heavier. Start to stretch out the breath even more as we come into these final forward folds. Press the right hip point down more, let it anchor you. Can the weight of the back body sinking into the weight of the front of the body help you open even more? Your eyes are closed, so third eye sees more clearly. That all-knowing eye between the eyebrows. Observe the belly rising and falling with every in-breath and every out-breath. Feel the organs inside getting massaged as the belly rises and falls against the left leg. Good. And then if you're folded, walk your hands back in, lift up through the chest, tuck your back toes under, down dog, split left leg high. Side scorpion, bend your left knee, draw one big circle, left knee down towards the right, swing it way out wide, up and around. Plank pose, both feet touch down, knees down, child's pose, exhale. Right into your Ustrasana from the ground up if you can, otherwise roll up the chest, lift up onto your shins once again, and then start with your hands to your low back. Press the palms forward, slide the fingers down so that it's like you can stretch the skin down more, but reach up through the chest here. All right, and you can stay supported if you're going further. Come on down to your heels. If that's too intense, you can even tuck your toes under and bring the ground a little higher to you for a more supported variation of your camel pose. Let the shoulder blades kiss in towards one another, but keep reaching the center of the chest up. Use your hands to press the heels away from you. And at the same time, even though the thighs are moving forward, think about the pubic bone slightly tilting up until the belly button so that you maintain strength in the low back. And there's not just dumping into the low back where it feels like you're cranking into that space to access a deeper bend. Maintain strength, maintain length, even as we look for these heart openers. Good. Hands to your low back to support. Rise on up. Plant your palms, cow pose. Drop belly, look forward, stretch open through the belly. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Good. Plank pose. Knees down, child's pose. Cross your ankles underneath you. Roll over your ankles, and there you are, seated. Swing your legs out in front of you. And then let's take our right knee into our chest. Flex your left foot, nice and strong there. Make sure there's some space between your ankle and your inner thigh. Left hand behind you, right arm up. Marichyasana, drop yourself on in. Right shoulder's on the inside of the right knee here. And then you can stay here, and your hand can either find your ankle, calf, foot, whatever it is that it wants to find, or if you're going for the bind, wrap your right tricep in front of the right knee, fold your right hand behind you, and then maybe left fingertips will clasp to the right hand, and then you're in your full bind. Drop your head completely. Keep hugging the right knee in towards your shoulders. Flex your left foot. Press the back of the left leg strong down into the earth. Every breath in, every breath out cleanses inside. Beautiful. Release your bind if you took it. Breathe in, come back up, step your right foot over your left leg and take a twist now to the right side. You can hug your right knee into your chest, or you can dive your elbow outside the leg and use that resistance to help you twist even more. Twist from the waistline, not from the neck. Let the neck stay an extension of the spine. Keep the left hip anchoring down as your point to twist against. All right, so wrap yourself around your own right arm. Good. Release back through center. Let's just switch sides. Right leg long. Hug your left knee into your chest. Again, make sure there's some space, about 2 fist distance between your left foot and the right thigh. Right hand tense behind you, left arm up. Twist your chest towards your right leg. Drop your left shoulder inside the left knee. Left hand can find the calf, maybe the ankle, maybe the foot. And once you feel sturdy there, you can take both hands forward and take the fold. If you're going for the bind, right tricep in front of the left knee. Bend your elbow behind you, and then your right fingertips might clasp to your left hand behind you. And then drop your head and let the thoughts roll right out. Can you let the belly fall a little heavier towards the right thigh? Can you feel the space between the shoulder blades widen as your fingers pull in opposite directions if you have the bind behind you? Can you notice the back of the neck releasing and opening as the weight of the head bows in? And then free up your hands, roll back up. Step your left foot over the right leg. Take your twist to the left now. Left fingertips tent behind you. Hug the left knee into your chest with the right arm, or nuzzle the right tricep outside the knee here and take your twist. Right? Play with both and see which one feels better to you. It might surprise you. For years, I was always diving my elbow outside the thigh, and then one day I tried something different. And then I saw how this new way in opened up a whole new world of possibilities, new sensations, new spaces that I hadn't even paid attention to before. Let the chin drop towards the left shoulder, but keep the back of the neck long and open. Good. Back through center. Soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Heels in towards your seat. Sit up really tall. Hands to your feet. Right? And then find the tall spine first here before you start to fold. And then start to reach forward through the chest. Let the belly start to bow first, but only go so far as your spine can stay long. So rather than just dropping straight in and curving down, let's maintain the integrity of the low back so that you can get the stretch all the way down there, right? So lead with the belly, and then when you're getting to your edge and you can't go any further, then you're like, all right, now I can let the heart drop a little more. See how long you can keep the spine. And then when you can't go any further, then you know it's time to let the head bow in as well. Right? And do you want to stack blocks here underneath the forehead? It's a great place again to do so. Let the knees get so heavy that they help you open into the inner hips. Feel the pressure between the outer blades of your feet. So the pinky toe sides of both feet, feel them press into one another. There's your resistance to help you open up. You could even stack your palms or stack your fists to support under the forehead if you're able to bow that low. And if you aren't, then you can stack your blocks in any configuration that allows you to find some rest. Keep reaching the seat back. Feel the sitting bones widen behind you. Keep reaching the heart forward. That's going to help you find more space in the spine. And then breathe from the base of the spine. Let it travel all the way up to the crown of the head. And as you breathe out, feel it travel right back down like you're rewinding. And then do it again. And then again. Good. Roll your way back up. Straighten your legs out in front of you, Paschimottanasana, legs long, heart rises up. Same thing, fold your belly, then your heart, then your head. Let it be a step-by-step process, even here in these shapes that might seem really simple, but really still have so many complex elements to them. And every time we practice, we discover a new piece of it, right? And that's the repetition in the practice that allows you to keep growing and keep learning. Every time we come to the mat, there's only so many asanas, so many poses, right, that we practice, but we put them together in different ways so that they continue to create something different and gorgeous. Every experience then becomes different, even though we're using the same shapes to build it. Good. Breathe in, roll back up. Come onto your back sides, hug your knees into your chest. When you get there, rock it around side to side. Right, and then really see if you can grab for opposite elbows with the shins in front of the knees so that you really wrap it tight. And you're on your back. And you compress yourself into a tiny, tiny ball and then roll it around down there. Press your shins up into your forearms. Let the low back press down into the mat. Good. And then any final shapes that you need. If you need a final twist, a shoulder stand, a headstand, a back bend, it doesn't even have to be a yoga shape if you don't want it to be a yoga shape, but just anything that's going to move out any final tensions and anything that's going to distract you from being able to be still. Take that final movement or shape. And then if you don't need anything and you're ready for Shavasana, then your legs are going to reach out long and your arms will be long next to your torso. Your palms will flip up there right next to the hips. Let the hands be away from the body. Let the biceps be away from the body. So really everything gets to ventilate. Nothing is touching you but the earth and air. And then shut your eyes. And then intentionally look through the third eye more, that inner eye. So then with your inner gaze, stare into the space right between your eyebrows. The eyelids are closing out the external so that the attention goes to the internal. Good. And then everyone, if you're not in Shavasana yet, make sure you come into Shavasana now. Set up and get heavy into the bones. And then take a full breath in. Inhale, 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 and hold. Hold as much as you can. Breathe in a little more air if you think you can do so. If you can't, try it anyways. Sip in so much air that your lungs feel like they might burst. Hold it there. One more breath in. And then a huge sigh out. Release the tension. Let the burden come off of the shoulders. Whatever it is you've been hanging on to, let that go. And then move into your final state of stillness. What we've been building towards and working towards this entire practice. If you need more time in this final rest, then you'll stay here for as long as your body asks for. If you're ready to come out, inhale fully into the nose. A gentle sigh and release out through the lips. One more time, inhale through the nose, fill up. Soften the lips away from another and let the air release out. Step your feet into your mat one at a time, moving slowly and mindfully and carefully. Reach your arms overhead and stretch the front of the body open. Reach in opposite directions. Get into every crevice. You need to wiggle around there a bit, then do that. And then tilt over onto your right side and pause here as you hold yourself in this cradle, in this embrace of your own being. Let the bones get heavy. Let the troubles melt away down into the earth. Hands find the mat, press you up to sit. Find your comfortable seat, Sukhasana. And when you land there, observe the roots of your seat into the ground once again. And then take a full breath in, observe the crown of the head reaching up towards something higher, something grander, something bigger than all of us, whatever label or name you give that. And feel the connection between that root in your seat and that aspiration towards something higher through the crown of your head, and bridge the gap in between. That's your work out there. That's what the practice prepares us for. And then your palms come together at the center of your chest. Rise your heart up into your thumbs. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears. And bring some gratitude into your body and into your mind. And recognize your mind's ability to tell you stories that trick you into thinking that something's not possible. And then thank your mind for also having the ability to break that myth and tell yourself a new story and write yourself a new line. As we close with the final Om, press that Om back into the center of your chest. Let the vibration travel to all the places that need the healing the most. Inhale. Marinate in that vibration for a moment. Lift your prayer up to your third eye. Honor your inner teacher, your inner wisdom. Fold your way all the way down. Seal in your practice, bowing to yourself first and foremost, to each other, and to all beings everywhere. May they be happy and free. Namaste. Thank you again so much for practicing with me. Hope you stay well. Hope you stay strong through all of this. And start writing yourself a new story. Make the things that you thought were impossible that you wanted, make them possible. I will see you soon, digitally, or hopefully one day soon in person.